He's not as efficient, and he's going to get tired easier.
Pac-Man comeback? What's going on? Manny Pacquiao is coming back for another fight against Mario Barrios for the WBC Welterweight Championship, I believe. Is that something, or is it just?
I don't know.
Tabloid?
I don't know. I keep laughing about the stats.
Take into account the last time he stepped foot in that ring against Ugas. You know, he didn't look good. He was outmatched by, a fighter.
Joe Rogan didn't mince words when he heard that boxing icon Manny Pacquiao is making a comeback at 46 to fight Mario Barrios. On a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, the UFC commentator and podcast host shared his concern, calling Pacquiao's decision a dangerous one that might not end well. While he praised Pacquiao's legendary career, Rogan openly wondered if the aging champ can still compete at a high level without putting his health on the line.
Would you want to see Boots versus Barrios? Of course. I like to see Boots just in there, period. But that lets you know how much you need people like Barrios. Because people who got something to lose, or not even something to lose, people who are superstars in their head, don't fight everybody. That's why I say Sean Porter kept the welterweight division alive. He fought them all. Barrios is doing the same thing. You need Barrios. You need people like Barrios, because Barrios will take the fight with Boots.
The upcoming fight between Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios is shaping up to be a showdown between experience and youth. Pacquiao brings years of ring knowledge and sharp strategy, while Barrios has the advantage of youth, size, and reach. Although Pacquiao has dealt with taller opponents before, handling that challenge could be tougher now at this point in his career. His return to boxing hasn't followed a typical path. After stepping away to focus on politics in the Philippines, he briefly came back in 2024 for an exhibition bout against Japanese kickboxer Rukia Ao, which didn't go particularly well. Still, Pacquiao remains optimistic, pointing to his 2019 win over Keith Thurman and his relatively low wear and tear in recent years as signs he's still got plenty left. As he put it, "I made history at 40 beating Keith Thurman, and at 45, I believe I still have a lot to give since I haven't taken much damage lately."
Pacquiao could possibly face Mario Barrios.
Yeah.
Manny Pacquiao's 45 years old. What you think of that fight?
Sound like Pacquiao trying to hit a lick. But Pacquiao not Pacquiao no more. It's tough to go against him in this situation, because if it was some years ago, Pacquiao would beat Barrios. But right now, Barrios, with his momentum, might beat Pacquiao up. Not knock him out, but beat him on the cards, beat him behind that jab.
Similar to like Ugas, the Ugas fight?
Yeah, like that. It's a good fight, but it's more of a good fight for Barrios. Pacquiao don't need it, but Pacquiao want to come back, and he want to come back with a bang. So, why not? If he can make it happen, he can.
Joe Rogan has often spoken highly of Manny Pacquiao on his podcast, calling him one of the greatest fighters in boxing history. Rogan admires Pacquiao's explosive speed, work ethic, and humility. Despite his fame and success, Pacquiao's rise from extreme poverty in the Philippines to becoming an 8-division world champion is something Rogan highlights often. He praises Pacquiao's ability to stay competitive, even against younger opponents late in his career, seeing it as a reflection of his discipline and fighting spirit. George Kambosos Jr., a fellow fighter from the lightweight division and proud Greek Australian, has always looked up to Pacquiao. Kambosos trained with Pacquiao and credits him for helping shape his mental toughness and dedication. He refers to Pacquiao as a living legend and the ultimate warrior, praising his unmatched heart and relentless style in the ring. Rogan has also shared his views on the Pacquiao vs. Floyd Mayweather fight multiple times. He expressed disappointment in how the fight played out, mainly because it didn't live up to the years of hype. Like many fans, Rogan felt the fight happened too late. Both fighters were past their prime, especially Pacquiao, who later revealed he was dealing with a shoulder injury during the bout. Rogan acknowledged Mayweather's defensive brilliance, praising his ability to shut down Pacquiao's offense and control the pace of the fight, even if it made for a less thrilling matchup. At the same time, Rogan sympathized with fans who expected a high-energy battle, not a tactical chess match. He believed Pacquiao's injury and Mayweather's style made for a dull fight that didn't fully showcase what made both fighters legends. Overall, Rogan saw the fight as a historic moment, but one driven more by business than by the sport of boxing. He felt that if the fight had happened earlier in their primes, the outcome could have been much different, with a far more explosive fight.
And so who are they talking about Pacquiao matching up with next?
He chasing the Mayweather.
Of course.
So
why not?
Right.
Floyd, come on. I know you love money. He was saying that he thinks Floyd's out of money already because he says Floyd spends so much money, he's probably already out of it.
Well, he spend money too. I think
Sure.
Pacquiao spend more money than Floyd on
Really?
everybody else.
Oh, that's right, because he's got like 50 people that he just like has supported. Yeah, I mean he's an interesting guy, man, because he's so friendly.
Right.
You know, like Pat. Even like when people are trash talking, he's like smiling, and then he gets in that ring.
Kick your later.
Different fucking dude.
Right.
Once he steps through that roast, like this is a whole different set of rules he's flying with.
Like, Keith Thurman talking about you gonna crucify him and stuff like that, and he just like,
don't say that. Yeah.
And got crucified.
Yeah, but he's super
I wish you the
religious,
best.
too.
Good luck in the fight.
Good luck in the fight. He's a killer pool player. Did you know that about Pacquiao?
No, I didn't.
Like world class. Like he could play pool professional.
On the Joe Rogan Experience, Terrence Crawford shared his honest thoughts on Manny Pacquiao and the frustration of a fight that never happened. Crawford revealed that he had spent about 5 years trying to make the fight with Pacquiao, seeing it as a crucial chance to cement his legacy. He expressed disappointment that the match never took place, blaming the missed opportunity on promotional decisions made to protect Pacquiao's career. Rogan agreed with Crawford, recognizing Pacquiao's legendary status, while lamenting the politics that often get in the way of big matchups in boxing. He praised Pacquiao for his explosive fighting style and incredible journey from poverty to becoming an 8-division world champion. Rogan noted that a fight between Crawford and Pacquiao would have been a thrilling mix of youth and technical skill with experience and determination. Even though the fight never materialized, both Rogan and Crawford acknowledged Pacquiao's massive influence on the sport. Crawford also recognized Pacquiao's extraordinary achievements, like winning titles in 8 different weight classes, but he pointed out that Pacquiao didn't accomplish everything alone, offering a personal opinion rather than criticism. Their conversation also touched on the difficulties of navigating the boxing promotion world and the challenges fighters face when trying to secure career-defining fights. Ultimately, their discussion highlighted the immense respect they have for Pacquiao's impact on boxing and the lasting legacy of his career.
He's an interesting guy, man, because he's so friendly.
Right.
You know, like even like when people are trash talking, he's like smiling, and then he gets in that ring.
Kick your later.
Different fucking dude.
Right.
Once he steps through that roast, like this is a whole different set of rules he's flying with.
like Keith Thurman talking about you gonna crucify him and stuff like that, and he just
don't say that. Yeah,
and got crucified.
Yeah, but he's.
I wish you the best
too.
Good luck in the fight.
Good luck in the fight.
I already said he's got these T-Rex arms. Everybody's talking about how fast he is. Manny Pacquiao, T-Rex arm. Bop, bop, bop.
Pacquiao. Oh, down goes Thurman! And let me tell you, that was just a quick punch. Pacquiao again, the aggressor. See? Now the response by Manny Pacquiao.
Manny Pac-Man.
Mario Barrios, also known as Elastica, is a 29-year-old boxer from San Antonio, Texas. Standing at 6 feet tall with a 71-inch reach, Barrios holds a physical advantage over many in the welterweight division. He began his professional career in 2013 and quickly gained attention for his aggressive fighting style and knockout power. Barrios first rose to prominence in 2019 when he claimed the WBA regular super lightweight title by knocking out Juan Jose Velasco in the second round. However, his most significant achievements have come in the welterweight division. In September 2023, Barrios faced seasoned Cuban fighter Eudenis Ugas for the WBC interim welterweight title. Barrios dominated the fight, winning by unanimous decision with scores of 118-107, 118-107, and 117-108. This victory highlighted his ability to control the distance and effectively use his jab. After Terrence Crawford vacated the WBC title, Barrios was elevated to full welterweight champion. His most recent defense was in November 2024 against Abul Ramos in a thrilling contest that ended in a split draw. Barrios dropped Ramos in the second round, and Ramos returned the favor with a knockdown of his own in the sixth. Despite the draw, Barrios retained his title, showing resilience and adaptability in the ring. Eddie Hearn, known for his candid and strategic views, would likely be intrigued by Manny Pacquiao's decision to face Mario Barrios, especially given Pacquiao's age and long time away from the ring. Hearn would likely praise Pacquiao's legendary status, emphasizing that his speed and experience still make him a threat even at 46. However, he would also highlight the risks involved. Barrios is younger, active, and recently defeated Ugas to win the WBC interim welterweight title. Hearn might question whether Pacquiao is fighting for legacy or simply to stay relevant in the competitive welterweight scene. He could also point out that while the fight could generate strong pay-per-view interest, especially among Filipino and Latino fans, it raises concerns about fighters' safety and longevity. Ultimately, Hearn would likely frame the matchup as a generational clash, a legendary fighter trying to defy time against a rising star seeking a career-defining win. He might conclude by saying that while the boxing world should respect Pacquiao's courage, they shouldn't overlook the very real possibility that Barrios, with his power and youth, could end Pacquiao's iconic career.
Mario Barrios, what do you think of that fight?
Yeah, I think that, it's a very contentious subject. Like, people moaning about Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao is still good enough to beat most fighters in the top 20 at 147 pounds. He's clearly not the fighter that he once was. You're not going to be at that age. My problem is that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like, we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago or a year, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older. So, I guess there's two questions. One is, should he be fighting again? And at the end of the day, if he's good enough to beat everybody outside of the top 20 in the world, then why not? But should he be fighting for the world title? I guess that's another question. In the commercial world of boxing, the answer is yeah, probably. In the ratings world and activity world,
Pacquiao's upcoming fight with Mario Barrios is more than just a comeback. It could be a strategic move toward a high-profile showdown with Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Pacquiao has openly expressed his interest in facing Davis, saying he's ready to fight at 145 or 147 pounds. He's confident in his abilities, stating, "I can fight anybody, even someone like Gervonta Davis. I'm not scared of anybody." A win over Barrios would not only secure the WBC welterweight title for Pacquiao, but it would also strengthen his case for a fight with Davis. Barrios, who fought Davis in 2021 and suffered an 11th round TKO loss after being knocked down 3 times, adds an interesting layer to the potential Pacquiao-Davis matchup. While Pacquiao's experience and legendary status are undeniable, facing a prime Davis presents significant challenges. Davis's youth and knockout power would test Pacquiao's skills and resilience. If the fight comes to fruition, it would be a compelling story of a boxing legend trying to prove himself against a rising star, with the stakes high for both fighters.
So basically, your interpretation is that the boxing public is upset because they believe Pacquiao's going to beat Barrios, which is going to lead to a Tank Pacquiao fight?
Yes, look around. Look in the Discord. That's what everybody, Pac and Tank, that's being set up.
Oh,
Tank
so,
and Pac.
okay, so they saying Barrios is the setup for Tank and Pac. I didn't see that, but your argument makes sense. If he beats Barrios, there's nothing wrong with him fighting Tank. But the issue is he don't deserve the Barrios fight off of 3 years off and a loss to Ugas.
Next, cry me a river, man. That's what boxing is. But longer deserve a Canelo.
Manny Pacquiao's return to professional boxing at the age of 46 has sparked widespread discussion, with financial reasons being a key factor in his decision. Pacquiao has openly admitted in the past that financial needs influenced his choice to step back into the ring. For instance, in 2016, he stated, "Boxing is my main source of income. I can't rely on my salary as a public official," emphasizing the financial responsibilities he carries, including supporting his extended family and helping those in need. Despite earning significant amounts throughout his career, such as a reported $120 million from his 2015 fight against Floyd Mayweather, Pacquiao's generosity and charitable work have led to substantial expenses. His former promoter, Bob Arum, pointed out that Pacquiao's habit of funding projects like hospitals and schools could strain his finances over time. Additionally, legal challenges have affected his financial situation. In 2023, Pacquiao faced a lawsuit from Paradigm Sports Management, which resulted in an $8 million judgment against him. Although the decision was later overturned in 2024, while Pacquiao has denied being financially broke, stating that his earnings and business ventures have secured his family's future, the combination of his charitable commitments, legal expenses, and the costs of his political campaigns may have influenced his decision to return to the ring. Pacquiao's prime years were arguably in the 140 and 147-pound weight classes, where he delivered some of his most iconic performances. This period also sparked excitement for a potential fight with Floyd Mayweather, as both fighters were at the peak of their careers within the same weight division. Max Kellerman, a respected boxing analyst, has often highlighted Pacquiao's incredible achievements across multiple weight classes. While Kellerman acknowledged Mayweather's natural size advantage and technical skills, he emphasized Pacquiao's remarkable ability to climb through weight divisions and remain competitive at the highest levels. Kellerman believes that Pacquiao's success in higher weight classes, despite being naturally smaller, reinforces his case as one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters in boxing history.
He also has a case for greatest fighter, pound for pound, who ever lived. Think about, by the way, I don't think he wins that argument. Sugar Ray Robinson is safely ensconced in that position. But Henry Armstrong, Muhammad Ali, Harry Greb, Sam Langford, Floyd Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker, whoever else you want to mention, put Pacquiao's resume up to those guys. Bill James, the great baseball sabermetrician, had a way of ranking baseball players that I came across as a kid and thought, that's really smart. You have to rank them at their best and then also over the course of their careers. Because when you have that argument, are you talking about who accomplished the most or what heights did they reach? What peak did they reach? Take either for Pacquiao. Take his peak. Was it at 140 pounds when he obliterated Ricky Hatton, Miguel Cotto, and then Oscar De La Hoya, though that was at 147? Was that Pacquiao's peak? Because remember, that's when the Mayweather-Pacquiao hype actually reached fever pitch. Oh my God, these are two of the best fighters we've ever seen, and they're both in their primes.
The World Boxing Council, WBC, has officially approved Manny Pacquiao's return to the ring at age 46, allowing him to challenge Mario Barrios for the welterweight title. WBC President Mauricio Suleiman confirmed that Pacquiao has been medically cleared and licensed in Nevada, meeting all the necessary requirements to contend for the title. Suleiman pointed out that WBC regulations allow distinguished former champions to request a title fight upon returning from retirement, citing the example of Sugar Ray Leonard's comeback in 1987. Leonard returned after nearly 3 years away to face Marvin Hagler for the middleweight championship, a fight he won by split decision. This historical example highlights the WBC's policy of granting opportunities to legendary fighters looking to reclaim their former glory. While some critics have questioned the decision to give Pacquiao an immediate title shot, the WBC's stance is based on its established rules and the precedent set by past champions. Suleiman emphasized that Pacquiao's credentials and dedication to the sport make him deserving of this opportunity. The upcoming fight not only celebrates Pacquiao's remarkable career, but also adds excitement to the welterweight division, as fans eagerly await whether the boxing legend can once again reach championship status.
Mario Barrios is the WBC champion, so who is he mandated to fight next? Do you have made that decision yet?
Well, at this time, Mario Barrios is going to fight Manny Pacquiao in July. That's a tremendous fight. There's a final elimination taking place in North Africa, New Guinea with Chisoko. And there's just many interests in the division. It's a great weight category.
I didn't know about Manny Pacquiao. So is this something is it out there? I've not seen anything about this.
Yes, it was released. PBC. Manny Pacquiao first title was the flyweight WBC, and he wants to retire as WBC champion.
Manny Pacquiao's decision to return to professional boxing comes after a period of political involvement, including his campaign for the Philippine Senate. His advisor, Shaw Gibbons, confirmed that Pacquiao's goal is to end his illustrious career by reclaiming the WBC title, a belt that symbolizes the start of his rise in boxing. The highly anticipated fight is expected to take place in Las Vegas, with venues like the T-Mobile Arena or MGM Grand being considered. Although the exact date and location are still to be finalized, the fight is projected to occur in late July 2025, after Pacquiao concludes his political duties. This comeback has sparked a lot of discussion in the boxing community, with fans and analysts debating the potential risks of a 46-year-old Pacquiao facing a younger, active champion. Despite these concerns, Pacquiao remains confident in his abilities, citing his experience and the relatively light amount of punishment he has taken in recent years as key factors in his potential success in a previous fight. Despite a strong effort in the final round, the match ended in a draw without a knockout. Pacquiao later admitted that he was only at 60% of his usual form and hadn't properly trained for the fight. Gibbons attributed the underwhelming performance to Pacquiao's lack of preparation, noting that he wasn't at 100% and his approach was more relaxed than it should have been.
Is bigger than me. It's too big for me, and the floor mat is different to boxing because in boxing just a little bit, but in MMA like so it's hard to move with shoes. So, but it's good. Good experience. We give a good action fight to the fans. Elbow is about my back head is like it's swelling a little bit because his elbow, like when he punch, like, he can move, he can punch. The thing is he can be a boxer. He can be a boxer, but in his weight division, there's a lot of also a good fighter in his weight division, like a bigger guy. It's that's right. It's really surprising to me that the
Manny Pacquiao's return to the ring at 46 is a bold move. While his legendary status is undeniable, it's tough to say if he can still compete at the top level against younger, active fighters. His experience is valuable, but age is a big factor. It'll be interesting to see if he can reclaim a title, but there are risks involved. What do you think?